I'm live, everybody. I'm live. Ooh, what's that? Hey, everyone. I got a second device here and a third device here, so I can go ahead and try to share and just chilling while my son skateboards. And I figured I'd go live. Now, whatever you guys do, please don't share this video. Don't watch this video. Don't learn something from this video. Don't invite your friends list. Don't do anything. Don't share it. Don't watch it. Don't look at it. Plug your ears. Because you know the saying, bad things happen when good people do nothing. Right? So don't do anything. Don't do anything. Don't watch it. Don't share it. Don't invite your friends. Don't listen to what I have to say. You know, and while Facebook continues to shadow ban me and Sandra and David, help them out by just ignoring me, okay? Hi, everybody. I see you joining. Wow, look at this. Look at this. It looks like the shadow ban might be gone. Hi, everyone. God, it's either that or a catchy phrase, you know? So I'm sitting here and I'm watching my son. He's skateboarding over there. And I figured I'd get on and talk to you guys. I'll talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just here today trying to not talk to nobody. Don't want to repeat myself again. Yeah, I'm just like pretty much talking about, I know, it's because they've been doing this shadow banning stuff, and it's kind of annoying, you know? So I figured if I told you guys to just ignore me and stay away from me, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't listen to what I have to say, I don't know, maybe it'll help, who knows? I want to talk about a couple different things today. Number one, I started it's a private page, and I'm going to talk to you guys about it. I have the dreaded symbol. It goes like this, and it has a line through it, 2 lines through it, you know, the $sign. That's the dreaded symbol, right? Now, I'm going to go in a couple different places today while you guys don't listen, don't look, don't share, don't invite your friends list, don't do anything I tell you, okay? The dreaded symbol, which is the $sign, right? So the $sign is that symbol that, you know, we need in this life in order to do things, right? And I've invested quite a lot of that stuff. A lot. And so I'm trying to get people, if you guys know anything about philanthropists, you know, guys can help me out. And let's try to get some philanthropists on this, so we can do more, okay? So we can do more, so we have some more freedom to move and do what we need to do. Hi, everyone. Hello. And that's number one. So if you listen, those of you that pray for Punish for Protecting Incorporated. We've come a really long way, and we've gotten a lot done. But we need some financial support so we can do more. We got big stuff on the horizon. Now, tomorrow, that video that you guys saw that the Heart of New York TV put out, the interview, that will be aired for the first time in New York, which will be seen by at least a minimum of 7 million viewers. So those of you that pray about that. That's going to be more exposure to people that may have never even known what's going on in this crazy family court system. With saying that, the exposing of where it all comes from. And so what I wanted to kind of talk about today, guys, was that, you know, I'm bombarded day in and day out, and so are advocates all over, with families going through torture from this family court system. And I always keep saying family court, because listen, if a CPS worker comes to your house, right, one of these CPS workers, and if you watch some of these like videos that I've done, or if you watch some of the videos that others have done where they film them at their door, you can't help but get really angry to see what these people do, and how harassing it is, and how degrading it is, and how wrong it is, based on a allegation, okay? And so they have no authority whatsoever, at all whatsoever. They can't even be on your property. They can't even put foot on a blade of grass. And so people spend way too much time engaging with them. Now, the only time they have any kind of authority is when a judge from a family court gives a warrant for them to be there, or an order for them to be there, okay? A pickup order is not an order. And let me break it to you guys. These judges have no authority either, but we're giving them the authority that they have. So I want to go over a few things today, no matter what state you're from. This is important that you hear this. But I also started a new group. It's a private group, and it's a private membership, and it's $20 membership. And it is very, very awesome. And in that group, it's called From Victim to Victory with Francesca Amato. And in that group, I'm actually, sorry for that, sorry. With that group, I'm actually doing some really cool stuff in there where people can talk about like the negative things that are happening in their lives and how do they climb themselves out of that. So it's like having a one-on-one like coach, like a life coach, right? And it's in a private group and it's $20. And so if you guys want to do that, hop on over to that group. It's on my Facebook page and join, and there's a little membership thing, and then you can just join and be accepted in to the group. And then basically what we're doing basically is we are finding out specific things about you so we can help guide you through and get you up out of the hump. So whether it be a family court matter, whether it be where foster care has your children, whether it be no matter how bad it is, there's always a way out. There's always a way out, okay? And so this is more of a personal kind of a thing. It's a personal membership. The other thing that I wanted to tell you guys is we're still doing the same things we were doing before, whereby we are still doing Occupy Congress. So if you don't know about Occupy Congress, it's where we talk to Congress and we verbally put them on notice, and that has not gone away. That is really important that you guys get in there because if you didn't get to see the child trafficking briefing, it's very important that you see what we did. And Congress was verbally put on notice, and then I'm getting them constantly in the mail. I've got piles of these. And basically what it is congressional affidavits. So in January, and that's why I also started this other group to bring funding in so I can get back to D.C. in January. And also at that time, there's going to be two parts. It's going to be the Occupy Congress with all the congressional affidavits. And I'm going to put that email in comments here. I'll should be on the heading. And it's also to deal with the hudoc.info, which is the opt-in for immunity for all families. Guys, if you haven't done that yet, I highly encourage you to do it. The award has already been won. Now, some people might be saying, well, why are you doing different things? Well, listen, okay? We need lots of weapons going after all that they have done to families. And if you're just tuning in for the first time and you don't know what it is that we do at Punish for Protecting Incorporated, I do a lot of things. First of all, I do the live social media lives. A lot of them get edited for TV purposes. So I have 5 different TV stations that air my programs. So if you're a family that have been through this and no media is taking your attention, taking your story, which they won't, they will not take your story. We take your stories and then we broadcast it. So I have a huge audience from California to New York that's televised. And as some of you know, I've also become a best-selling author. And so my story, Punished for Protecting the Injustice System of Family Court, that became a hit literally because of the fact that families are going, wow, I can relate. Wow, I never did anything wrong, and I got punished for protecting my child or my children. Very, very important. So what do we do? So those are some of the outlets of educating people, of raising awareness. And there's many, many other forms of raising awareness that we do. Obviously, I speak before Congress and assemblymen and legislators, and we're working to put them in their place and make them do their jobs. Now, as many people know, with the 13th Amendment being hidden, bar members were never allowed to be public servants as far as in politics. And yet, can you find one that's not a bar member? And this is a big problem. And it's caused a big, big problem in our nation. And so, to me, okay, and this is why, and not just because he's my boyfriend, but I support For the Children because this is about our children. But without parents, without mothers and fathers, who will take care of these children? We do not want the government that they claim is overreaching. It's first of all, it shouldn't even be reaching at all. It has no authority nor rights to reach into your families. And it has gone so awry. It's so wrong what has happened. It's so absolutely diabolical and wrong that it is ruining, it's destroying our nation. How does anybody not see the damaging effects and the damages that this system does? I do not want to see reform. I've talked about this repeatedly. I want to see abolish and arrest. Abolish and arrest is all I go for. And that's what I would like to see all of you push. When you see people doing new bills and doing new acts and doing new laws and new rules and stuff like that, guys, that is dangerous. That is nothing. That's not what we're looking for. So if you had somebody that was out murdering, let's say a serial killer was out murdering, are we going to just apply some new rules and regulations to that serial killer to give them room so that they can continue to serial kill? This system is serial killing your families. Do you not see that? This system has destroyed our country from within, and to me is one of the worst terrorists we have. When we think of terrorists outside of our nation and how we want to protect our borders, I don't see that happening as frequently and as volatile as I see the child trafficking industry that's happening through the family courts. So CPS and foster care, forced adoption and medical kidnapping and real estate fraud, it's all tied into. And it's not just the child trafficking industry, but it's the adult trafficking industry, the elder trafficking industry, family trafficking industry, is all because of family court. And so any of that would have no authority if it wasn't for a family court judge signing an order for them to come to your door, signing an order for them to take your children, signing an order for them to foster your kids, signing an order for them to adopt your children out, okay? Signing an order for them to steal your house, signing an order for one family member, even though it's marital asset, to get the home and get the money, to get the children, okay? So we have to continue to go after the family court judges. And we have to keep educating you, and you have to keep educating your neighbors to let them know that they really have no authority, but we've given that to them because we had the wool literally pulled over our eyes to believe that they were genuinely a court when they're not. Okay? They are indeed a for-profit private business. And there's nothing more important right now in our country than to fix this. And I don't mean repair it, and I don't mean reform it. I mean abolish and arrest. And see, this is what needs to get to Trump. So this is where you guys come in. This is where you all come in. Right now, don't watch this video. Don't share this video. Don't invite anybody, because bad things happen when good people do nothing. So please don't be that person that does something. Be the bad person. Don't be the good person that does nothing. That does something, right? Just sit there and just let this video go live and waste my breath and keep saying the same thing over and over every day, and then don't do anything. Barely watch it, get it in, say, yes, I can't believe that's happening, and just walk away from this. Because it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't affect you. Well, it does affect you. It affects the inside of your house. It affects your bank account. It affects everything you worked for. It affects your children. It affects your neighbor's children. It affects cousins, aunts, uncles. Everyone is affected by this. Rich and poor is affected by this. Democrat, Republican, or any other party you want to label yourself is affected by this. All of that stuff, all of the labels, is just a smokescreen. It's a smokescreen. Voting is a smokescreen. We have been so duped and so fooled for so long that we believe the lies that we were taught from school right on up and out. And it is really sad to me. It is really sad to me. So the point is that the same message has to be told, and I will also premiere this off of YouTube, Punished for Protecting. And what you guys can be doing, for those of you that are the good people that will actually do something, is starting tomorrow, because today's a holiday, Veterans Day, and I think of our veterans that bled and died for our country in order for our country. They did it to protect our nation, and then we're punished when we protect what they died for to protect. We are punished for it. That's where Punished for Protecting came from. You're punished. Mothers everywhere I see mothers in prison now. In prison. I know one mother that almost died in prison, Kimmy Bailey, last year, because she was protecting her children. We have Trinisha Biggers in prison with having a protection order to protect her children. A famous woman, a WWE wrestler model. ESPN had her story. News, massive media had her story out. And she's now in prison, right now, in prison for protecting her children from a really good godly family. I know another mother that's in prison right now. I know mothers all over this country that are in prison. I know many of them that have been placed in prison by the same judge, Yahara Gutierrez, from Texas, from El Paso, Texas. And not just there, York, Pennsylvania, all over the place. I know children who have been completely taken away from their mothers that love them more than anything in this world when they reported abuse. I know fathers that have been reported as abusers that never, ever, ever abused their children and never see them and pay exorbitant child support. I know fathers that never paid a dime in child support and constantly take an innocent mother to court, constantly. I know because I've been a victim of that, constantly to use the court system to control that person in their life, and have never even bought anything for the children or as much as paid a penny in child support unless they were absolutely forced to. And so the system is completely backwards, and we shouldn't be allowing it because it is making our families in our country sick. And I talk about this health, safety, and welfare of our families, our nation's families. I talk about this all the time. I've been talking about this now for a couple years live and, out here in public. And we see great things happening. We do for sure. But we need more. We need you guys to get a handle on it and start doing something. Not just say, Fran, I'll help you, and then I send you guys things to do. And, don't get me wrong, many do help, but not enough. There should be millions strong right now doing this. We should be shaking down the White House doors right now, telling the president they got it all wrong, okay? I don't have anything against our president, but he's got it all wrong, putting in more Supreme Court judges for what? We have a system underneath, which would be the foundation of what's up. It's the crookedest, most wickedest place on earth is the family court and the trafficking court, the traffic court rather, should say trafficking, and our criminal court is wrong. It's not operating right. And it's a for-profit private business. That's why they do plea bargains. That's why there's plea bargains. So the whole system is false. Why are we allowing it in our country? Why are we allowing it in our country? Why do I have to ask that every day? Can somebody please answer this question for me? I'm still asking a question that I'm not getting an answer to. Why are we, the American people, allowing this in our nation? Why are we allowing it? Why is it Veterans Day today, and tomorrow the family court will open? Why did our veterans bleed and die to protect us and protect all that we hold dear, so that we can have this bondage system operating? Tomorrow morning, the family court will open again. It'll open at 9 o'clock, most places, some 8, 9 o'clock usually. It'll open, and I will be getting more phone calls of more families having their children destroyed and their families destroyed. You have no idea the cases that I hear. You have no idea my database is just getting fuller and fuller. You have no idea the evidence that I have, that I carry for years of this, and now all these new stories coming through of families that I talk to and spend an hour and a half with doing a consultation, sometimes longer, where there's genuine sex abuse and all kinds of abuses happening to their kids, and they have no protection at all. This is sick. This is sick, guys. We have big stories that you know about. We have stories like the twins for Dana Williams, okay? And we have so much that we have exposed and showed you. If you go to the Punish for Protecting YouTube channel, guys, go to it, Punish the number 4 Protecting, and just go through the playlist, and you'll be like, wow, look at these families. And, and you have some screwball families, don't get me wrong, you do. I always said that the bread and butter of this industry is false allegations. So they go by false allegations and they use that as evidence, and then genuine evidence of real abuse, they completely ignore it. Punish for protecting. So families get punished, fathers get punished for protecting their kids, and mothers get punished for protecting their children, which is the most natural thing to do. How can anybody sit before a judge and just sit there? How do these people, these CPS workers, come in, and these bailiffs and these police officers, and they go to your house, and how do they go? And let's just even pretend there's no constitution, there's no rules, no laws. How do they go to families' houses and just say, this is all right? How do they consciously go to your home, packing guns, stealing kids in the middle of the night at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or midday? How did anybody ever think that this was all right? Where did you think that this was all right? So please don't share this video. Don't invite your friends. Don't talk about it. Don't tell your neighbors. don't share this. Don't financially support our efforts, whatever you do, because that mighty dollar sign I was talking about earlier on, that you are more concerned about that than you are about your blood relations. You're more concerned about that than putting $5 offering or donation or whatever you want to call it. You're more worried about that than you are about the work that we do around the clock to save your families. I think that's so sad. I really do. I really, really do. There are billionaires out there in this world. There are businesses that are huge that I believe that if you guys really wanted to help, you'd be out there saying, listen, put some donations in. Can you support this nonprofit organization so that this woman can get around further and do even more? Look what I've done on my own dime without a job now for 3 years so that I could help your families, so that I could help put this away. And to sit here and educate you guys day in and day out and say to you, do something. So like on Tuesday, for example, tomorrow, we are having everybody call the White House and say that we don't want this system anymore. Please abolish this family court system and please arrest these judges. Like, not even please, just do it, because it's under our laws that it should be done. Like, it should not be running. It should not open tomorrow morning. And so I watch a lot of your stories. Matter of fact, when you guys are filming at the door, CPS Workers, you spend way too much time engaging with them. You give them way too much by talking to them. And they'll just sit there as the demons that they are, and they will tear you down. They will literally take you down until you start to comply with what they want. And they'll twist your words, and they'll say, I watched a guy yesterday in a live video, and he had his door open. He goes, he didn't even know that they weren't even allowed to be there without a warrant, so he didn't even go that far. But he did say, I'm opening my door and you guys can come in under duress. And he said he did get that far. But they didn't come in because they knew something wasn't right with that. And so they didn't come in. And then they blamed it on him and claimed that he wouldn't let them in. And around that, you got to videotape them. You got to take them live. You got to put them in their place. But above all, like right now, I don't really understand with as far as we've taken this and the breakthrough that there is. Yes, I'm getting these in the numbers. I really am. I'm getting these congressional affidavits in the numbers. But, I'm going to go back to my mailbox today and carry home some more. But there should be literally thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of you guys pushing this right now. Putting Congress on notice by sworn affidavit under oath. When you go to a notary, that's stronger than any judge out there, because the judges are phonies anyway. It's fake. But when you go to a notary, that's strong. And you say, I want this under oath, not under acknowledgement. Something else, if you're going to get an advocate in the court with you, get an advocate in the court with you. Never listen to somebody's advice that tells you, like, I literally lose all respect at that point. That tells you, they advise me not to bring an advocate in. Of course they're going to advise you not to bring an advocate in. Are you kidding me? They're going to advise you not to. They're going to tell you stay away from these people because we're going to tell you the truth. And we're going to hold them accountable with you. But you got to do the work too. You can't just expect the advocate to do everything and then you do nothing. So, and then the timelines that I do, you're putting those under oath too, and you're inserting them into the case to make an actual record, because they're not giving you a real record because it's not a real court, but they're stealing your kids under this guise of a fake court. They're actually stealing your children. So has anybody here been able to say that did anybody here from New York, by the way? If you didn't already, make sure that you send the judges' names, attorneys' names, and CPS workers' names, because it goes on public record in the New York State Assembly right now. So Judge McGinty is, oh my God, you got to see the ones coming in on him. And that's the one I dealt with. Judge McGinty, Amy Ingram, Andy Gilday. They're done. They're toast. They're toast. And I'm making sure they're going to go out with a bang. They have tortured my family long enough. And they're the wind beneath my wings, by the way. They're what gets me going to keep you guys, to help you guys. But New York State, we're getting them from Niagara Falls all the way down to the boroughs and everything in between. You bring them public, and the information is on my Facebook page, and you're going to CC me to it, and then you're going to request that I speak on your behalf for all families of New York, because they're using the terminology abolish the court now, but you can't abolish and merge. You can't do both. Don't you dare play word salad like Chris Hallett says. Don't you dare play word salad with me. Okay, you're going to abolish, and then you're going to arrest, because that's the next step in the procedure. Okay, you need to arrest these people. These people need to be arrested. This is not only tyranny. This is serial killing, serial murder. This is thought out. This is pre-planned, okay? What they're doing to your families, okay? When I deal with families with a lot of money, they're stealing your houses. They're stealing your houses. Or they're working with the other spouse, ex-spouse or whatever, to steal your houses and then give you nothing. So you're left with nothing, including the children, and they've got everything because they're money laundering. But see, they're smart enough to not money launder through a back alley somewhere where you could take some pictures and take it to the FBI. They're doing it through the systematic system, sophisticated criminal trafficking system through the family court. So they're doing it through the orders with no oversight, no jury. And even if you have a jury, you're not going to, what good is a jury in a criminal place? What good is a jury? What good is what good is putting stuff to make it look like a semblance of legal authority when everything about it is corrupt? People, wake up. Wake up. Please, dear God, wake up. What good is having a jury when they're going to pre-select the jury so that you're going to select out their pre-selected jury and they're still going to move it? And then it's worse for you at that point because now they're going to say they had a jury. It's even worse for you at that point. Wake up. Use the brain God gave you. Okay? That's how they've gotten away with it so long. It looked like a court. It looked like a court. And when you go to the appellate levels, you go above them, you see what they're doing? What cases do they actually overturn? That's why when a judge like Judge Yahara Gutierrez out of El Paso, Texas, when they overturn her, she doesn't even care. She don't even care. She don't follow that either. Because it's a big criminal industry, my friends. It is very sophisticated. If you don't believe there's a real devil in this world, an ancient foe with a lot of brain, a lot of knowledge, you're foolish. If you don't think that this isn't a warfare that's spiritual, you're foolish. You're foolish. It's time to get smart and get wise and rise up and be an army. Be an army. Do you care about your children right now? Like if you honestly care about the kids that you have given birth to or you are fathers to, you really care about those children. You really, really love them and you really care about them. You need to protect them with everything you have because it's very dangerous what's going on in our country. And it's not going to get over by some politician pretending that they're doing something to fix it, because they're not. Unless you rise up as the army that we're supposed to be and do something about this today. And we've put things out there to do. Okay? And now we need the numbers to just infiltrate back and take back what they've stolen. I work with all kinds of professional, wonderful people. People with clean backgrounds that have been literally tortured by this system. Many of you have been tortured by the system. And when everything, your heartbeat and your life is being held like this by this system and being restrained, placed in limbo, okay, robbed from. I'm going to talk to fathers and then I'm going to talk to mothers. I'm going to admonish some people here. Fathers that want to mothers, you are nothing short of an abuser. That's what you are. I know dads right in my own community, good guys, that have had very troubled exes that actually are not safe around children, and they still won't take those kids away from them, even though they have every right to, because an abuser will do that, but a non-abuser just doesn't have it in his makeup to do that, and that's how you can distinguish an abuser from a non. Women, excuse me. Those of you that have made false allegations about men pretending that they're beating you, you are sick and disgusting, and you've harmed countless mothers and children because of your behavior, because of your sick behavior. Women that take all kinds of money from men that don't deserve it, but they never get their kids, but they're good guys. You're sick. And shame on you because you've hurt countless women and children by your behavior. And those sick, psychotic things that they call judges, those demons in these fake fraudulent courts that they call judges, they love disgusting women like you, and they love disgusting men like you that use the court system to keep harming another human being. Instead of saying, wow, look at how much they love their kids, support their kids, provide for their children, and protect their children, and honor that man or woman, you do the opposite and harm them. And if you really loved your children, you would never do that. That's why I know you have no love in you, because you would love those children enough to never want to hurt that sanctity of a mother or a father and child or children. You're evil, just like the system is evil. And like I said, I don't mince words. I'm not here to make friends, but I am here to gather an army. I am praying every day to God that you will be that army, that you will rise up like you never have before, because we are in a pivotal point in history. that hopefully one day our children will look back and say, that's the generation that saved us. And that they don't have to look back and say, oh my God, look at this world. Because we have an opioid, meth, and heroin crisis in our country. And it's not just happening. It is strategically, sophisticatedly planned by an enemy that you can't see. And it's the court system. These kids don't have identity anymore because they've been placed from abuser to good parent, or just to abusers, restrained from the good parent, or placed into a foster care system that hates them because the devil hates them and the devil hates you. And that's why this system has been planned for as many centuries as it has been. And it's time to wake up, and it's time to rise up, and it's time to stop calling it a different name, and it's time to stop pretending that it doesn't exist or that it's not affecting you, and it's time to stop taking your head and putting it in the sand, and it's time to stop calling it CPS. It's not CPS. It's family court. It's family court. That's the head of this giant. Call it what it is. One of the things you can do right now is stop going. Don't file motions in there. Stop hiring bar members. Stop going. Put $1, or if you're a millionaire, put $1 million towards an organization like my own or one like mine, and support these people so that we can help you stop this system. Another thing you can do is talk to somebody that keeps going to family court and tell them to stop. Stop! Because you're dealing with, if you have a public pretender, they're taking the money out of the people. It's coming from their taxes and the federal funding to destroy families. These are evil, wicked people. They're not there to help you. If you could see past their skin, you'll see the demon that operates inside of them. So stop going. Stop filing motions. Stop attacking good people. If you're really a person that claims, a lot of you pretend you're Christians, or you have faith, or you believe in God, if you really are that person, you will hear what I'm saying to you right now, and you would stop going. Stop calling CPS. Stop filing fake motions. Stop filing fake CPS reports. Stop harming children in our country. Stop harming your own. Stop harming your own. Show that you're a different person. Okay? Raise your own children. You don't need a child support ruling to make you pay for your kids. Just support them. Be a decent human being. If you've had a bad, troubled past and you've done stupid things, stop doing it and be an adult and raise your kids. You're part of the problem. The courts don't correct these kinds of people that harm children. They don't correct them. If they were really a court, they would put them through courses and things that would actually help those kinds of people. That's not what they do. They want the marketable children of some degree, and every child is marketable in some kind of a degree. So if there's a disabled child, there's a market behind that. Up until they're 21, 23, 26 even. There's a market. There's money to be made. It's not to protect the kids and to put them back into society. If your child is blonde or mixed or what have you, there's a market for adoption for that. So stop it. And you that has a brain in your head and that believe what I'm saying, you can stop it too. You can stop it by talking to somebody, educating somebody, sharing this video, letting them know the truth of what's really going on in this country and entire world. But we have to stop it here in our country. We need to protect inside our borders. And our number one terrorist group inside our borders is the family court. It is the child trafficking industry. Another thing that some of you don't know, but this is very important to know, is that the number one leading cause of death in our country is prescription medication. You don't believe me? Look it up. Look up. Look at this. Look it up. Look up Dr. Lipton. Look up Dr. Joe Dispenza. These are scientists. Scientists are amazing people. I'm not talking about pharmaceutical, pharmakia, which root word comes from sorcery. Same thing with the vaccines and the forced vaccines. So if you're going to stalk my page, learn something, because you're hurting your children when you're injecting them or letting forced vaccination inject your kids. Wake up and learn something. You don't know what you're talking about if you just want to mock people and talk about essential oils and mock people whose children are healthy because they've done some research. Scientists will tell you what I just said. The number one leading cause of death in our country is prescription medication. Okay? And learn about the placebo effect and how it's helped people because they thought they were taking something and they put faith in something that wasn't even a drug. Think about that. Think about that. There's a lot that we need to learn. Don't be blindly led by the world. Don't be blindly led by even the colleges. So much has been sophisticated and pre-planned and put together and designed to destroy. It's time that we live in a time right now that we should have a revolution, a revelation, faith, and we make some changes. We should not be, they like to use the word, I'm sorry, from like they used to say that we were monkeys and we became, we're still, a monkey is a monkey is a monkey. It hasn't evolved, right? But they like to use the word evolution or evolving. Well, we should be evolving into greater understanding, more wisdom, more knowledge for the better of this world, right? Not for the worse that we see. Please, please be your brother's keeper. Please love your neighbor as yourself. And if you can't love yourself, you can't love your neighbor. Very simple revelation right there. Please love your neighbor as yourself. Think about the children next door. Think about the children that in your own family. Think about the destruction. Children belong in biological family, and children belong to be living in a stable, safe life where they have the provisions that they need by those that love them and protect them. And protect those, please protect those mothers and fathers that protect them. Punished for protecting. Let's make it punished for protecting no more. Let's stop being punished for protecting. Protecting your children is a natural thing that God built inside of you. It's natural. Okay? I breathe to live for my child, my children. I have a raised daughter to provide for, right? To feed, to nourish, to give what they need, and to not have the invasion of the government in any capacity, not overreaching, like I said, not touching at all. At all. At all. You shouldn't have to go before a stranger to figure out your life as an adult. No. And our law enforcement, I don't care who of you bleed blue. I don't bleed blue. I don't care if you don't like me for saying it. Listen to what I'm saying. I bleed red. They have red blood. Okay? Listen carefully. I don't respect anybody that wears a badge and harms a family. I don't respect you. I don't respect you. I've seen multiple, and I've seen psychologists, many tell me that most law enforcement most police officers cheat. That's a bad character trait if you're a cheat. So these are not morals. I want people that have places of authority to have a moral compass, not a badge, a moral compass that they follow. Okay? And I fight for a lot of police officers that I love and care about. Okay? That have been ravaged by the family court system. But hear me what I'm saying. If you're in a position of authority to serve and protect, then do so, damn it. Serve and protect. Do not serve and protect these judges. You are wrong, and you are violating our laws when you do that. And you are violating everything human. So share this with a cop today. Share this with a police officer today. Shame on you. Shame on you for doing that. It's disgusting. And the harm, let me tell you, I know the social science research, but it's obvious. Common sense will show you the harm that you're doing to children when you defend a judge that never met them. Never met them, but did an order to come pick them up under gunpoint. Where's that normal? You tell me. And 99.9% of these cases are not abusive. There's no guns, no knives, no murder, they're just taking children. Taking children. I had somebody's child taken the other day because they claimed the house was dirty. I said, send me pictures now. I'll send you pictures after we clean it. No. Send me pictures now. I want to see this house now. How dare they take your child? And I looked and the house was fine. It was fine. I said, is there mold? Is there mildew? What was the reason? It was a little messy. It wasn't dirty. You took a child for that? Are you effing kidding me? Are you kidding me? Child's back home. Thank God. Okay? Overnight, but still. And if we don't step in, that child would have been sold to foster care eventually and gone. Okay? Please, my friends, I can't emphasize this enough. I can't tell you enough how desperately I want you guys to help me. Please, please, please share this. Please call the White House starting tomorrow. It's on my page. Tell them you want the family court abolished and that these actors need to be arrested one by one. I want to see mass arrest. I want to see mass arrest of judges. We have to set an example for the rest of the world that what they've done is wrong. We cannot have a justice system. This is not a justice system. This is psychopathic. This is barbaric. This is absolutely barbaric what's happening to families. Fathers that are good, decent fathers that women like me respect and love and honor. There are women like us out there, right, ladies? Okay? That never see their kids. But you got these shitheads that don't pay a dime in child support, that repeatedly take a mother to court until they get access or full custody, and then an innocent mother's being supervised for doing absolutely nothing, and then they're playing this coaching game, and then I laugh when the children are nowhere near the mother for like a year, and they're still claiming they're coaching them. Because it's just a lie. It's a fabricated lie. But what it's doing is it's destroying families. And I have a serious problem with heterosexual men wanting to be women, and heterosexual women wanting to be men. This is confusion and craziness. God made genders for a reason, and he also made them so that a man is a man and a woman is a woman, and they have very distinct roles. Okay? And you got to watch out for that confusion infiltrating society. Okay? You really do. And it's really dangerous. Man, you're not nursing babies for a reason. Take it up with the maker if you don't like that. You're not supposed to give birth to children or grow them in your body, so take it up with the maker if you don't like that. Women, you weren't supposed to be the man of the house. You weren't supposed to be the head of the household. If you don't like that, take it up with the maker. Okay? There's an order, but it's supposed to be protective and loving. It's not supposed to be boss over you and all this insanity that goes on today. Are constantly attacking or hurting each other. But protect each other from those types that are out there that are harming you and harming your gender. That's what you need to protect each other. Okay? We got major problems that need to be fixed, and I'm not talking reform. I'm talking abolish, arrest. It's the only language that I will speak. I'm not about these bills. I've told you that before. I'm not about these acts. I'm not even about some of the executive orders, etc., because they're not fixing the problem. When you have a criminal, you arrest them. You don't let them keep going back to work tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock while the family court opens up, and I've got more mothers and fathers being abused and children being extensively abused for life, because it destroys them for life. And this is why there's an opioid crisis in our country. And this is why there's all kinds of drug identity issues in our country. So please, guys, please read my posts. Please do the congressional briefing if you haven't. Please request the affidavit, the congressional affidavit. Please, New Yorkers too, get off your asses and let's get this vaccination thing stopped here, okay? And please do the whodoc.info, opt in for your immunity, and then help us get back to DC in January. Start donating, okay? I don't normally do this, but I'm starting to do this. I've spent quite enough. And I see the advocates that we have to spend money to help them get places too. Like, where does it come off? Like, it's just not right, but you want all our help all the time. Okay? So start donating. And if you know some businesses, get actual money back in, because this costs a fortune to save a country. We're trying to save a country. We're trying to save the most precious commodity there is, children. And not just the children, you guys. Because like I said, children can't take care of themselves. They can't support themselves. They can't raise themselves. They need you. God created an order. Okay? So start putting your finances into donating for the children. Donating to Punish for Protecting. Donate to David Jose. Donate. Wherever you feel led to donate. Donate. Know that we're going back to DC in January. That costs money. It all costs money. Traveling costs money. Hotel money. Time. No money coming in for work because I don't work a job that gets a paycheck. So where do you think it comes from? I don't collect disability or food stamps or any of that stuff. Okay? So think about that. Consider your advocates. Consider your advocates that work tirelessly for you every day. You may not even know that we're working for you. You may not have ever seen me before. And we're working for you. Putting our life on the line every day for you. Okay? God bless you guys.